Okay, I'm reloaded. Big Dappuccino here. This content that I'm about to do, I've been kind of wrestling with this for about a year. It all started when I saw a video on another channel, and basically the video was about being a card collector versus being a loose collector. And I had some issues with what the content provider, I guess, content creator said, but that person, to be honest, he's into trades. He's mainly into selling on eBay and Amazon. So most of the reason why he collects, it seems to make a profit, even though he has some loose cards. And I'm not mentioning his name because some of the stuff I don't want you to draw any kind of opinion of that content creator, because he does have a lot of good information. He has excellent content. I just disagree with some of the things he says and basically the motivations behind it. But we all have a right to our opinion. So that's why I try to do this objectively. Basically, I'm going to be talking about loose collecting versus card collecting in the diecast hobby. So, okay. First, card collector. You're usually motivated by money or involved in trade shows. You may sell your extras, or especially if they're anticipated or limited edition models, on Amazon or eBay. Just say the same thing, okay. Possibly you were a former or current baseball card, Pokemon, or action figure collector. Well, and this is my personal opinion, that is a slippery slope to becoming a scalper. Not necessarily, well, hoarding is part of scalping, but hoarding is kind of different too. Sometimes people just do that for personal reasons, and they can be loose collectors too. But some people want one to keep on a card and one to have loose. So there's exceptions to every rule. Let's deal with the pros of card collecting first. Diecast models are safe from scratches, breaking off delicate parts like side mirrors, rear wings and bumpers, and etc. And we all talk about quality control if you're a collector. M2's notorious. I had it with all brands, to be honest. M2, I had Johnny Lightning, Auto World, and a green light that had issues. I haven't really had too many problems with Hot Wheels, to be honest. And good problems like Aero cars, which we'll talk about later in the loose collecting. The second pro is a great display for a collector who wants to attend trade shows or sell their cars online, Amazon or eBay. It's just common sense that stuff that stays in the packaging will get a better price, or the value will probably go up, especially if everybody wants, or it's basically a limited edition. This is the third pro. It is the best way to protect your collection when moving to a new location or shipping models through the mail when you're making purchases or trades or whatever. And with that said, let's go to the cons. Not able to physically hold the cards or put on display turntable successfully. It's gotta go. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too if you're a card collector. Strictly a card collector. That's why a lot of people want one that's a model that's loose and a model in a card. You can't really see if there are any flaws or mistakes in the packaging. For example, I had a Johnny Lightning card that I bought from an online seller that was missing a tire on the side you couldn't see through the packaging. That's one of the risks you take, especially when you're going through an online seller. You think that everything probably is intact, but let's face it, if you've been in this hobby long enough, you encountered something in the package that was a victim of quality control. And this is the last con for card collecting. There's still a chance that the paint may fade away, especially if the card is in the packaging with older models. Usually early 2000, before 2000 or something like that. You will see that. You have to be very careful where you store the cards, even with those in packaging. Try to find a cool place in your residence or wherever, because the heat or whatever, over time, especially direct sunlight, you don't want a place with direct sunlight. It will damage your models. And my reason why I use that reasoning and why that happens is because the materials were probably cheaper and not intended to be kept in the packaging for a long time back in the days, because it was considered to be something the kids was played with. Let's be honest. Now we're into more upscales, and that happened with the whole toy market, action figures and everything. They now make stuff because they know articulation and all that for action figures, but for this, they're using high quality paints and whatnot. You know, you can see that from what I have up here. The RLC paint is definitely above what you would find on the main line, even these regular treasure hunts. So basically, this is what you get from Card Collector. Some of the stuff I collected, and I really don't care. People use extra protector cases sometimes, but this is something you could commonly buy. This was the collector's edition that came out when I guess the 50th anniversary of Hot Wheels. These were everywhere. I snagged only 3 of them, and my cards aren't in the best shape, but I'm keeping them for myself. You know, I'm not planning on selling anything. And my oldest card, which is not Hot Wheels related, on display right here, the oldest card. This is a Dale Earnhardt Lifetime Series card that I think, was made by Kenner in association with, I guess, they were pretty much owned by Hasbro at that point. And yeah, no details on this. This is his card. And I have to check. Is this doing something? No, that's a badge on here. Okay. And probably not the most famous Dale Earnhardt card, but It's a rare one. I think he only raced with this car, the silver car, for at least, I want to say, a couple years. I think like 2 years, if I'm not correct. Yeah, I think he only raced with this car for like 2 years or something like that. And this usually stays right here where I'm gonna put it. It usually goes right there. Part of my display. And the RLC I got is a Willys, and I got that from a good friend from Belgium. These are regular treasure hunts. The reason why I kept this regular treasure hunt is because it's on a short card. Probably not being kept in the best shape, but I do keep it in packaged up. Something like this green machine. The protection of the casing and packaging is better, so, but I still keep it, I think, in a box. And this thing was I bought it for $21.99. We all know this thing could probably sell for 3 times that. Maybe 4, because you have 2 models in here and a trailer. Some people would pay that much for that green machine, but I'm not selling it. This is something common you found for a limited time, I guess, back almost like 5 or so years ago. The Startman Tesla Roadster. And this car is not in the best shape, but I keep it in a bin. So, and it mainly do that for me. So now we're going to move to the other side of the equation, which is loose card collecting. So let's see if I can move this a little more to the side here, so I can talk about loose card collecting. Okay. Should have got all that together, but oh well. Okay. Loose card collecting. I mean loose collecting, you knew what I meant. Usually there's a fun factor involved, motivated by usually nostalgia. Big kids at heart like me. Some people even still have racing tracks, but I don't deal with that. The pros of being a loose collector, able to hold the actual models in your hand, examine them closely, display on the turntable, able to store, well, this is the second pro, able to store cards in display or smaller Plano cases. Also, you can put them on shelves and desktops. This is a desktop. That's what I use. I have one on TV shelves too, which I'm about to say, TV stands. I have some on a table, but they're not loose. But I do, yeah, TV stand. You could do it on a table too. As a collector who does videos with my purchases and packaging, taking out of the packaging and in packaging and out of packaging, I get more views and likes from the videos with loose cards, other than the peg hunting videos, and that's my truth. I mean, the cons of being a loose collector. Be careful or you might damage the cars, especially delicate features like bumpers, side mirrors, and rear wings. Which I said is happening to me across, especially premium brands. Mini GT, it happened too. I broke the side mirror off one of my Corvettes, CR8 Corvette, the first one I had, just by not being careful. And I wasn't even that rough. I think I was cleaning the car, actually cleaning it and trying to polish it, and the mirror fell off. It's so small. It was on my carpet. I tried to look for it. Probably ended up vacuuming it up. So you gotta be careful with loose collecting. You also have to be careful on shelves and TV nightstands when you're displaying the cars, because they might fall off and get damaged. Even plain old cases must be kept in cool temperatures, which I said about car collecting, because you can put them in plain old cases. Even if you put them in the fancy cases that stand upright and you put on your wall, you have to make sure you keep your collection in a cool environment, temperature controlled environment. Cars get dusty. This is the third con. Cars get dusty. You have to periodically clean and polish those bad boys. If you don't, put the models in plain old cases, and even then, you might have to periodically take them out of that plain old case and either clean them off, the dust and stuff off, and polish them. Polishing them keeps them using the right kind of stuff to wax, pretty much like a wax or something. Kind of keeps you from doing that too much, especially for more premium models like Johnny Lightning and Auto World and Greenlight and what have you. Please, well, don't use any harsh chemicals. Anybody with sense knows that, you know. I mainly, myself, use glass cleaner to just clean off dust, and Armor Raw products to make them shine. So, this is my loose collection, what I decided to pick out. This is not the best looking regular treasure hunt, a grasshopper or whatever it is. But it is a regular treasure hunt, and I found it in the wild, so I kept it in my collection. I actually found 2 of those, I think. I left one behind when I was... This is an era car. As you can see, it has 10 spokes in the front and a split 5 spoke in the back, if it's showing up. For some reason, camera's kind of fuzzy today. This is, of course, Hot Wheels ID for Escort. The paint on this, I don't know if this is an upgraded paint. It has plastic wheels. It's supposed to be used for that interactive track. Of course, this series has been disconnected, so this is gonna be collector's items soon. I don't know if it's gonna be that. Probably not how much it'll be worth, but they're not making them no more. And this, of course, is a super treasure hunt. The first super treasure hunt I got, and I had this since 2010, I think. This is NASCAR Authentics. This is a chase piece that I recently got, like, I want to say within the last month. So this is a Zamac. This was out during the 50th anniversary, which probably was 2018 if I remember right. And this is a Matchbox Sapphire Gem, which became kind of common. At first it was only found in a 9-pack, then it was found in a 5-pack. So I don't know how many years this goes back. It's saying 2000. I think I had this for a while. I think I had this for about maybe 4 or 5 years now. So that's pretty much it, man. Well, it's a little informative little video. I hope you like it. I want to thank my supporters for always watching the videos and giving me feedback. To any random viewers who come across the video, like I always say, this is not the best that's not the best channel. It's not the worst channel. The motto here is show a little love for the Diecast. This is Big Dappuccino signing out until the next video. Hope you have a nice weekend.